Good morning. Alright, like I said, I got out the shop this morning. Well, like I said I was gonna do. Got the shop cleaned up, blew all the sawdust out, swept the floor. Got about 40 pounds of crap off the floor, so everything's cleaned up, ready to go to work again. Next up on the bench, this is a handful of knife right here. Now this is a cold steel Natchez Bowie. Now cold steels are imports. This one is from Taiwan. And no matter what you think about import knives, at least it's not from China. Cold steel has a very, very good reputation of using good steel. However, the reason this one is here is man wants a antler handle on there, crown stag handle, full tang. We're going to do a full tang conversion. Now this one, it has a solid tang, I believe. Now, I've never done one of these. I've done similar ones, but not this particular one. But the tang comes up to about here or so. Then there's a piece of cable that comes up here, and it's threaded on the end. What happens with them, I've done a lot of research on these. What happens with them is the handles get loose, and that's not a good thing. So what I'm going to attempt to do is get this handle off without destroying it. Now, every one I've seen done, except one, this handle will be destroyed by the time I get it off of there. But that's part of it. I'll clamp it up in the vise and see if I can unscrew it, because this one has apparently not been used very much. Hadn't been out in the weather or anything like that. Now these are very, very high dollar knives too. And you pay a lot of money for these. I can actually build that knife for cheaper than what cold steel will sell it to you. But anyway, just so you know. But let's jump right into it. Let's put it over here in the vise. Excuse the camera bobbling around. Put it in the vise right here. Get us a good hold on it. Let's see, let's move right here. Now, just in case I can ever reuse this, I'll put a piece of leather on there to keep them marring it up too awful bad. Now, like I said, it may come off, and it may come off in pieces. Not quite sure. Let's see, let's get us a grip on it. Well, that ain't gonna work. Go down a little bit further. Forgive me if I'm bumbling around. Just move that way. that's not moving. So, and I marked it up already, so we're not going to reuse this. This part we'll reuse for sure. Now, the way they do these, they fill them full of the cable part there, fill it full of epoxy, and that gets screwed on and it's there. I thought it might break loose and come off, but it's not going to. So we're going to have to destroy the handle to get it all apart, which is okay, because we're going to put a new one on. So let me get some destroying tools out and get it off of there. Now, this is not the much kind of good wood anyway, so I believe that's rosewood, but we'll get it. Hang on. All right, got our anvil here. Move it this way, and this is going to look brutal and rough because it is. You're going to have to bust it off of there. That's the only way to do it. See that epoxy in there? That's what's holding that cable in there. You'll see that cable here in just a minute. Now take a screwdriver, beat on it some more. See that cable? What the idea was behind that, I have no idea. That's don't make any sense to me. Alright, let's get us a chisel. Set it up sort of even. Screwdriver thing, bad idea. There we go. Let's knock that on off of there. The cable is running up inside there. So, see if we can't cut that off of there. There we go. Yep, see the epoxy in the end there? That's why it would never come off. Now, this is all still nice and tight. But we'll just leave this like it is. We'll come in here and clean this off and move to the next step in a minute. Let me clean the table back off again. And I'll be back in a minute. Alright, got it off of there and cleaned up. Now let's get a measurement before we get too far into it. the handle was about the right size, the length 4.5 inches. Okay, just writing on the table over here, making me a note. I know that. Now, what I'm going to do, this is 5160 high carbon knife steel. Come in here, go down to about here. Remember, we're making this a full tang. We're going to take our antler and split it in half and attach it as a full tank. 4.5 inches, so let's come out 5 inches, just so we got a little extra. Tell you what, let's go, always trim it off. Let's go 5.5 inches. Okay, now I'm gonna go cut this off right here. Stay with me. It'll make sense in a minute. Alright, now what we're going to do, this 5160 is almost the same width as that little tang that's there. I'm going to cut a notch right here. No, a piece of wood on this. Cut a notch in here like this. Okay? First I'm going to drill a hole here, because that's too small to try to turn it in the saw or try to cut it with a side grinder. I might have to put a new blade on my metal cutting saw, because it won't cut hardly. Just wore out. Like that, and then we'll move to the next step. Alright, back to our Natchez Bowie handle build. Now this is where I'm at, and I'm not happy. It's too big. I got the tang too thick, and it's too heavy. Way too heavy. If I don't like it, I'm pretty sure my customer won't like it. So I got so frustrated with this that Saturday morning, I just put it away and walked away, and basically took yesterday off. That's the best way to handle things, I think. When you get so frustrated with something that's not working like you want, just walk away from it and come back to it. So what I'm going to do, I've not done anything that can't be undone. Fairly easy. I'm going to take this off. I'm going to take this tang off, and I have a different material I'm going to use for the tang, where I can thin it down and be just as strong. I probably won't be able to save this crown, which is too big anyway. It's going to be without milling it all the way down, and then it won't look right. I have another one somewhere over there, and I hope I got a crown. If not, I've got some horn that'll work just fine. But there we go. That's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to spare you the deconstruction of this, and we'll get back to it when I get the new parts all ready. I did have one more crown. I've got to grind on it some more. I cut the tines off. This is elk. Very, very straight piece as far as antler goes. There we go. Let's go get that cut. I like my hairdo. Bad hairdo. Alright, I've been on this concentrating really hard, so I didn't even turn the camera back on. But here's what we have now. It's not sanded all the way. I'm just fixing to go in for the day. That is the crown elk stag. Got a little thin here, but that's going to be just fine. All this will be polished. Now, much, much lighter than what it was. Much easier to handle. I don't have large hands. Not even sort of large. It fits my hand very, very well. The crown here is a good slip out of your hand. Now, the full tang on this one, the new full tang, is some very high dollar aluminum. Still got to be polished, but there we go. Now all this tape's got to come off, and all that's got to be blended and polished. That's a little bit of filler. There's a tiny, tiny gap right there. That'll be sanded off as well. So there we go. I should easily finish this up tomorrow and start on the sheath. I've got to contact the owner and find out the details on the sheath, what he wants on there. There we go. It's supper time. Let's go inside. Oh, there we go. Alright, just put the finished coat on. Sanded up real nice. Spine polished up pretty nice. Came out very, very, very good. Now this is going to dry for about an hour, maybe 2 hours, because I don't want to handle it and mess it up. Then I'll unwrap it real well. We'll polish the bolster, and the blade should be just fine. But I do need, he does want an edge put on it. It's pretty sharp already, so that won't take long. And we'll see it all finished very soon. It's a nice knife, very nice. There we go, all done, except for the final sharpen the edge I'm going to put on there. It's pretty sharp now, but I'm going to put an edge on it. But I always do that very, very last thing before they go out the door. There we go. Did I mention that's a nice knife? That is very nice. Now I've seen reviews on these. Now this is a high dollar knife. They cost a lot of money. And a lot of knife reviews, especially on big knives, the first thing they do, grab a log, piece of firewood, and another big stick, and show it beating on it, trying to baton it. That's where your handles fail on just about anything. Now even though this is now full tang, it has one mechanical fastener in it. It should hold up just fine, but I would not suggest beating it with a stick. If you want a knife you can beat with a stick, let me know and I can build you one designed just for that. This is too nice to do that. There we go. And I'm going to send back that was the end of the old handle with that cable. I still don't get why they did the cable thing. Don't make no sense to me. But I'm going to send that back with it for a souvenir. So there we go. We'll see it one more time when I get the sheath made. And hope you enjoyed. And once again, if I make a mistake during the build and I'm doing a video on it, I'll show it to you and I'll show you how to fix it. This one fought me pretty good, but it's okay now. All done. Thank you, and I'll see y'all next time.